and I'm sure he'll be making an announcement. But this is what we do. This is what we do. We're going to keep grinding. That's what being a Haney is, and that's what it represents. Being a real father. It ain't just about boxing.
Finally, the world of boxing called, and Devin has finally made the announcement by firing his father from being his trainer.
I did it, and I felt like I let him down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I felt like I misprioritized what it was, because at that age, like with my daughter, and I tell people, I'm like,
it's come as a shock to many, but Devin sees it as a necessary decision he must take if at all he's going to reach great heights in boxing again.
The real thing. I promoted my son from amateurs to where he is. And, and I done been his trainer. And he's a boss. And he makes the decisions who he hires and who he fires. And I respect every decision that
it's surely important for the next level of his career. Let's check it out. Following his loss against Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney has hardly made any appearance since his in-ring interview, where he appeared motivated and enthusiastic about his recovery and a possible rematch. On social media, he's been less active as well, with just a few posts after the match. Alhamdulillah, Allah is the perfect planner. He makes no mistakes, fought like a true champion, got up off the canvas and kept fighting. I am 100% okay and would love to do it again while we both make weight. He also added, I have not broken anything, by the way. Like I said, I'm okay. Same way you dish. Be able to take it. I'll be back. Inshallah. And ever since this post after the match, he has only been out once more to respond to a post Ryan Garcia made about their earnings after the match. Ryan Garcia had boldly claimed he made $50 million from the fight, including a $2 million bet he placed on himself, which yielded an additional $10 million. He got $12 million from his bet and was quick to make a post about his purse, showing that he earned $50 million in all, while his rival, Devin Haney, got $35 million.
There's a story of you bet $2 million on yourself.
No.
Is that a true story?
It's a true story.
And you made $12 million?
I made $12 million.
Sick.
Yeah. That was cool too.
This didn't sit so well with Devin Haney, as he replied to the post saying, if you thought I made 35, think again. Think bigger, idiot. But while Devin Haney had been making low-key appearances on social media and zero appearances on camera or in the public, he's been making some very huge internal decisions that would surely have a massive impact on the next stage of his career. And shockingly, Devin Haney decided to start with his father. Following a match that saw him get not only the first knockdown of his career, but the second and third as well, Devin Haney has relieved his father of his duties as his trainer. And Bill Haney hasn't given the perfect response to it. He's been purely emotional about it, and he seemed to not understand his son's standpoint. Despite Devin Haney doing this in the most diplomatic way possible, Bill Haney is having none of it. Devin Haney relieving Bill Haney of his duties doesn't in any way kick Bill Haney out of Devin's corner in the ring, nor does it mean Bill Haney would no longer hold all other roles, like manager.
I don't know what's wrong with y'all.
I'm saying this.
What does that mean? You know what I'm with?
So
It means I'm with that same shit that he talking. I bet. I'm with that shit.
It's only a sober reflection that Devin Haney has gotten to a point in his career where he needs a better trainer, following the path of the likes of Ryan Garcia, who recently changed his trainer by employing the service of Derek James. And ever since, there's been tremendous progress in his boxing style, defense, and skills. He's fought 2 matches since then, and he's won both of them convincingly, with a knockout of Oscar Duarte and a win by majority decision over Devin Haney. That included 3 knockdowns in the latter rounds en route to the bell. However, Bill Haney hasn't seen this as a boxing move, as he's deemed it as a pure reaction of Devin Haney to the talks that have been circulating, questioning Bill Haney's training ability, as he didn't do so well as a boxer. Bill Haney has been so emotional about the decision, and he appeared in an Instagram live session, making complaints about Devin Haney's decision, and made it seem like he was betraying him as his father. He began by telling a familiar story of him and Devin when Devin was about to begin his boxing career, and how they traveled to Mexico to start it up.
My son coming up there, my
That's
son
real.
and my dad coming up there, that was just, to have a responsibility, because all of the
Bill claimed Devin Haney was an ingrate, as he'd been there for him for the past 31 fights, which have all ended in victories. In fact, he pointed to his amateur days, highlighting the fact that he was the reason Devin Haney began boxing in the first place, and as a result, he had no right to stop him from being his trainer. "I'm everything to my son, and I remain everything. No one can take my place in and outside the ring. I've been there all the way, and I'm not leaving soon," he said. To many, it seemed like Bill Haney was perfectly misinterpreting Devin Haney's intent, as he had been speaking like Devin had completely kicked him out of his life and was even disowning him as a father.
Devin is taking a break. You know what the Haneys is doing. We're going to keep working until he get back. And I'm sure he'll be making an announcement.
But it was clear to everyone, even those professionals that raised the speculations. They never even asked Bill to stop being involved in Devin's boxing, but that he got a more experienced trainer who has actually been at the world championship level and gotten so much experience in the ring. With Devin's decision, Bill remains his manager and father and every other thing he has been to his son, which might also include his spokesperson. However, Bill Haney has held on to his stance that Devin never meant the decision, but was only being influenced by outsiders. What's the most painful thing is that Devin never did this himself. He's listening to these fools out there. "Devin won't do this to me without their noise," Bill Haney said. And there was truly a deafening noise regarding Bill Haney's role as Devin's trainer.
And I'm sure he'll be making an announcement. But this is what we do. This is what we do. We're going to keep grinding. That's what being a Haney is, and that's what it represents.
Once the match was over and the trolling party began, most professionals had little to say to Devin Haney than wish him a quick recovery. But as for Bill Haney, numerous professionals within and outside boxing quickly lined up to troll him one after the other. And one major talking point their trolls revealed was that it was high time Devin Haney fired Bill Haney as his trainer and got a life of his own. Saucy Walker wasn't hesitant to advocate this when he posted a video on social media. He felt sorry for Devin Haney, but insisted it was time for Bill Haney to move on. In the video he posted, he said, "Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney. Now I know the hood wants to be mad at Devin Haney, but I'm sorry, we cannot be mad at Devin Haney. Devin Haney put on a hell performance last night. He showed grit, he showed heart, he showed perseverance and the willpower to never give up, no matter how many times you get knocked down. And as a boxer, as a fighter, you have to respect that he got in the ring and put his life in the line, all of it." Who we can be messed up with, though, is Bill Haney. Bill, you messed up with the spill. You came out there like Don King and you did not produce a done thing. I understand that you are Devin Haney's father, but it might be time for Devin to pick up a new trainer so he can get extra skill set and extra alternative boxing strategies to use when presented with different fights, with different styles of fights. Because as we all know in boxing, styles make fights.
I'm Garcia, Devin Haney. Now I know the hood want to be mad at Devin Haney, but I'm sorry, we cannot be mad at Devin Haney. Devin Haney put on a hell of a performance last night.
He then continued, "And you just think, Ryan, you just sent Devin Haney up in a professional championship boxing match at 140 where he ain't. He still ain't comfortable at weight. Fighting amateur boxing style for points, while Ryan Garcia came up drunk full of tequila, ready to have a crazy fight. He didn't come here for a boxing match. He came for a brawl. He came here to whoop him. He came to throw punches. He ain't come to score to get the better scores on the scoreboard and get more points and fight strategically," he added. He came to win, and I feel that the problem with Ryan with Devin Haney last night was that he was not letting go with his hands and he was depending too much on IQ instead of raw aggression and response to this.
You are Devin Haney's father, but it might be time for Devin to pick up a new trainer so he can get extra skill set and extra alternative boxing strategies to use when we're presented with different fights.
Devin Haney was supposed to come around him with the same left hook that he was getting hit with, but instead he's throwing the right hand to the body like to break his ribcage or something. So, if we're going to be mad at anybody, we've got to be mad at Bill. He, however, closed his statement by putting the trolls aside and showing some love to Bill Haney. "Bill, you know what I'm saying? This is one of the times when your father is your coach. Your daddy never made it to the league. You know what I'm saying? And I love Bill Haney. I'm just saying last night was not a boxing match. It was supposed to be a ball fight that was a club fight. And if you never fought in the streets, you're never following the club, and you won't understand what I'm saying sometimes. Skills can't pay the bills when you're fighting against somebody who has the most strength and raw talent, but at the end of the day, great fight. You're still the champ. You still got the belt. You can always come back and do it again. Ryan, that was a great fight. Great redemption for yourself. A way to change your skill set. Learn pickup defense. Great fight. Thank God I saved my money. I ain't bet in the fight last night, but I just had to speak on it. But guess what? It's still the Mayweather era.
Great redemption for yourself. Way to change your skill set. Learn pickup defense. You picked up whatever you want to call it, the California shell, you know what I'm saying? And hey.
However, Bill Haney responded to Saucy Walka in a very calculated manner, claiming he was fine with whatever decision his son made, whether he fires him or decides to hire another trainer. Responding to Sauce Walka, he said, "And particularly Sauce, the real thing. I've promoted my son from amateurs to where he is, and I've been his trainer. And he's a boss. And he makes the decisions on who he hires and who he fires, and I respect every decision that he makes. But to say, I did good business with those individuals that you might have been talking about, that you were praising, Eddie Hearn and Oscar, well, they just called me and told me what a great event we had together. I think, you're trying to pop it and our culture and pop it for our culture. And to somebody in this boxing business, man, you might have been speaking too fast or the people might have been listening too slow. So that's for you, the message to you."
No, we did good. I did good business with those individuals that you might be talking about, that you was praising, Eddie Hearn and Oscar. Well, they just called me and told me what a great event we had together.
And now it's come as a great surprise that even after Devin Haney has chosen to fire his dad, rather than cope with it as he claimed in his response to Sauce Walka, Bill Haney has responded in the most unimpressive way. He has totally removed logic from his response and has entered the realms of pure emotionality. He's guilt-tripped Devin Haney so much that it won't be surprising if Devin Haney reverses his decision. But truly, it seems like this would be the best decision, and if he's to man up, as he's been lately advised to, then he surely would stick with his decision and keep his father's emotions out of it. A world-renowned trainer and former world champion with many accolades as a boxer and a trainer, winning the Boxing Trainer of the Year award in 2011, had some words of advice for Devin Haney, and it was so much in the line of his training, his style, and his boxing career. While Robert Garcia was of the belief that Devin Haney would bounce back in no time, he also felt some things needed to change in his career if he was going to become any better. Perhaps changing his trainer could be one of these things. Trainer Robert Garcia shared his perspective on Ryan Garcia's win over Devin Haney and how that win bolstered his career going forward, and why he would bring Haney back slowly if it were up to him. That is, from a professional trainer's standpoint, there are some decisions that'll help Devin Haney's recovery better than whatever his father might be planning for him.
Everybody else does, gotta be happy for him. At least me, my family, everybody, we're happy for him. Honestly, surprised everybody. We didn't expect it, but fucking happy for him.
Just what this means for Ryan's career.
I think Ryan,
On Ryan's win over Devin, Robert Garcia said, "I think Ryan landing that hook in the first round and hurting Haney was what gave him that confidence in knowing he could do it. And look, dropped him 3 times, I can't say made it look easy, because the rounds were very close, and actually, if there had been no knockdowns, Haney would have probably won. But the knockdowns made a difference," he continued. "Ryan has a great left hook, put him on top of the world. He's already very popular. This is going to make him a way bigger superstar. He earned it, man. He earned it." On how long it might take Haney to recover physically and psychologically from this fight, Robert Garcia added, having a similar stance with Derek James, who is also a world-class trainer. Derek James has a point. He's young, so the kid will recover. He'll come back. He'll be a champion again. I don't think this is the end of his career, but he does need to take maybe the rest of the year off. Start training at the end of the year, fight sometime next year. I wouldn't recommend him fighting this year unless he gets a stay busy tune-up fight at the end of the year, then he can get away with it. But another big solid fight, a rematch, he shouldn't. A rematch should happen maybe sometime summer of next year if he wants a rematch, he said.
Landing that hook in the first round and hurting Haney was what gave him that confidence and knowing he...
On the WBC deciding not to vacate Haney's world title and allowing him to keep it despite the loss, Robert Garcia lamented, "Honestly, The first thing is when your opponent doesn't make weight and it's still a title fight and you lose the fight, the title should be vacant. That's just the way it's always been, is the rule. If it was a title fight, it only counted for Haney because he's the champion. Ryan cannot become a champion if he wins, which is exactly what happened. But if you lose, you're not the champion anymore. The title should have gone vacant. Haney is still champion, which is okay for him too, but that means he has to defend his title, so I would rather not have a title and come back slowly with Haney.
It's gonna make him just a way bigger superstar. He earned it, man. He earned it.
Ryan trolled us.
And it must be important to point out that this claim of Robert Garcia could only have come from one who's experienced, as many inexperienced folks have rather celebrated Devin Haney's retention of the belt. Interestingly, Bill Haney has highlighted this in some of his Instagram live sessions after the fight. But one major issue of concern to the boxing hardcore fans must have been a decision from the Haneys some years back, where Bill Haney seemed to have retired from his role as Devin's trainer. About 2 years ago, while Devin Haney was the World Boxing Council lightweight champion, Bill Haney announced that he will no longer be in his son's corner, as he had retired from his role of a boxing trainer. The father-son duo had seen several big nights together, and Haney became a professional elite with his unbeaten run of 25 fights under his father's guidance. Although it was said that Devin could still always learn a lot of tactics from Bill Haney, he will have to have someone else oversee his training sessions. Bill Haney took to social media to announce his retirement, saying he will now focus more on his business ventures and young kids, as Haney seemed capable of taking the lead of his boxing career. Thank you, real Devin Haney, for 14 years of great memories. I am happy to say I am officially retired from training fighters. I now look forward to spending more time focusing on business and raising my 11-year-old son Sean and 6-year-old daughter Arabella, wrote Bill Haney on his Instagram story. Then, Devin Haney was promoted by Eddie Hearn's Matchroom, and with Devin being the ultimate A-lister of the active roster, he was expected to face any difficulties in securing a new trainer, as boxing coaches would welcome him with open arms. And it wasn't too long after this that the Dream got famous trainer Ben Davison as his trainer. For those who are unfamiliar with the exploits of Ben Davison, he is an eminent trainer in the sport and has trained elite fighters such as Tyson Fury and Billy Joe Saunders. He is currently training Devin Haney, Anthony Joshua, leading him to his second-round knockout victory against Francis Ngannou just over a month ago.
Evan, what stood out for me was I think he was 21 years old at the time, and I was in the gym that he was coming to spar at, and he turned up.
As per the records, with assistance from Davison, Billy Joe Saunders made his first successful WBO middleweight title defense. Also, Ben Davison had a massive impact on the life of heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. It is informed that Davison helped Fury lose a whopping figure of 100 pounds and get back in the ring in 2018 alongside English promoter Frank Warren. And while Ben Davison still remains a part of Devin Haney's team, it seems like Bill Haney has retained his spot as Devin Haney's main trainer.
He finished his camp off with and had his best time, the best time ever, personal best. So he's extremely razor sharp. As I say,
Talking about Ben Davison and the role he plays 2 months ago, Devin Haney said, "They do film study. They dissect every opponent, even me, the habits that I do. I send them all my sparring, watch me do my pad work. They're a great asset to my team." While Ben Davison still has a role, it seems Bill Haney has now taken his place as Haney's main trainer again. Speaking after his win over Prograis, a win that earned him his World Boxing Council Super Lightweight Championship title, the 25-year-old Haney stated his case and also lobbied for his father, Bill Haney, to win Trainer of the Year awards during his post-fight press conference. Bill Haney also works with promising prospects, including middleweight Amari Jones, 11-0-10 knockouts, who knocked out Quilisto Madera 14-5-9 knockouts in the 5th round on the Haney Prograis undercard. "I feel like I'm, at this point that I should be Fighter of the Year," Devin Haney said. But also, not only that, they don't want to give my dad credit. But I think my dad deserves credit. Trainer of the Year. When they mention the best trainers in boxing, I don't understand because they never mention my dad. but he is the best trainer in boxing, and it showed. Look at, we just went in there, went up in weight, you know, fought arguably the best at 140 and pitched a shutout, didn't even get hit with nothing, handicapped him. Come on now, my dad deserves Trainer of the Year, and I deserve Fighter of the Year. With this statement, it's evident that Bill Haney has resumed duties as Devin's main trainer, and despite that, Devin has a trainer as great and reputable as Ben Davison at his beck and call. He has given him a limited role. But now that Devin Haney has relieved his father of his training duties, it remains to be seen how much his performance improves over his next few fights, and if Ben Davison will finally take a lead role again. And that's all for now. Do you think Devin Haney made a good decision by sacking his father? Let's know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, peace out.